Hello, my friends. It's me, Katie Rubin. How are you? Your friendly neighborhood modern mystic, energy healer, divine light channel, and person who has this thing in the frame. Bothers me. I can't do it. And then, like, this will be bothering me in the frame. I can't have it. I gotta move it out of the frame. You might say to yourself, hey, Katie, if it bothers you that much, maybe move it before you start hitting record. But I'm a kind of improv-y type lady. I like to figure shit out in the moment. I'm not so great at preparing. Which brings me to the topic of your human design. Have you looked at your human design chart yet? Have you had somebody take you through that shit yet? I have the 6'2" profile, and I'm known as what's called the natural. So people like myself, we're sort of like good at stuff naturally or not. And if I'm not good at stuff, I don't do it. And I certainly don't do it well. Part of why I don't do it is because I don't do it well. And having had that piece of information in my psyche for more than 10 years now has been incredibly helpful to me because it takes away the need for self-criticism and self-judgment. I mean, we never really need self-criticism and self-judgment. It's like not what any of us need, and we should all let it go all the time. But I don't know about you, but being a human being with a nervous system in this reality, for me, it makes it hard sometimes to let go of self-judgment. And I feel like in one way, the entire healing path of my whole life has been the process of learning to get better and better at letting go of self-judgment, self-criticism. One of my favorite tools for that is understanding my human design chart, because my human design chart shows me so uniquely and specifically who I am and how I'm made up in like the most idiosyncratic specific ways that resonate as true in a way that I can't even put words around. It's so incredible. Like this thing about being a natural. I'm naturally good at some shit, and I'm really naturally bad at a lot of shit. Normal things that people can do, I cannot do at all. Weird other things that 5 people can do, I can do. Explain it to me, because I can't. Apparently I can burp, though, really well. I'm a natural at burping. So here I am, being a natural at this and doing this. This feels very easy to me, very natural. I can open the Akashic records of consciousness, and I can feel, perceive, receive, hear guidance and direction from that realm for you. So that's what we're gathered for today. So I don't know how I got on the human design thing, except that I can't get off it ever lately. And when you're ready for a basic introductory reading, hit this bitch up through katierubin.com, and I'm going to tell you some shit about yourself that you're going to be like, how the fuck did she know that? And then you're going to be like, oh my God, that validates everything of my entire life I've been wondering about. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, I get to relax. I don't have to be another person. I get to be me. Wouldn't that be nice? So katierubin.com when you're ready for that. Now, your 3-card spread for this week. Very interesting one, as I'm very familiar with these 3 cards. In fact, I was talking to consciousness like, are you sure I didn't just pull cards for myself? And it was like, nah. In the recent past, you've been a bit of a one-ring circus. We're going to talk about what that means. In the present moment, you're in the rescue moment, which doesn't mean what it sounds like it means. We'll come back to that in a second. And the outcome is the balancing act card. These are 3 cards I'm intimately familiar with the One Ring Circus is a really relevant card in my reality. I'm an Aquarius, and I have Aries in my South Node, which means I've done a lot of very independent things, and I've been off the beaten paths of anything beaten forever in my life. So I've always been a bit of a one-ring circus. And I get the card that validates it in a sense that, in other words, it's not me defending or being in the not self or the inauthentic self, as we might say. It's been correct for me for a long time to be that way, and things have shifted. So let's hear about it for you. In the recent past, you are capable and competent. You sure are, aren't you? Think about all the things you've actually achieved lately. Take a minute and write it down. And include things that you might call small. Did you pay your rent? Did you get your groceries? Did you learn a new recipe? Did you hang out with a friend? Did you make somebody feel better? Did you smile at a cashier? These are accomplishments that matter. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. This is your recent past. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. This is the recent past, don't forget. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you're able to enter into the best kinds of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Namaste. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. Isn't that nice? So boundaries, interdependence, being kind of a bit of a renegade, being someone who's, how does she say it? Independence is key as you step onto your journey. Others may not have the vision or resources you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with self-assurance. Self-reliance is important. Sometimes we need it. You know why? Not everybody can see the future for yourself that you can see. But you have a feeling about it, don't you? You have a secret sense of who is future me? Where does future me live? What does it look like there? What kind of work is future me doing? So today, if you choose to, you have the opportunity to trust that independence and be self-reliant and start taking steps today toward future you's future life coming into being. Why not? What else are you doing? Okay, rescue. Present moment. You're always safe and secure and free to be yourself. Isn't that nice? All the 4s out there on the Enneagram, that's for you. Asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. So isn't that funny? Be self-reliant in the recent past, but also now, ask for help, bitch. You can't do it on your own. Life is full of paradox, isn't it? It's yes and. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only ask, and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Namaste. Alhamdulillah. God is good all the time. Get into a right relationship with the divine, and you'll see that many conditions line up, as if by magic, to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There's no need to fear. Safety is a place within. God, I love it. And this is our present moment. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand. You need only ask, and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can get is from Spirit. Be a renegade. Lean on your independence. Trust your awareness of what future you desires to create. And in this moment, ask Spirit for help, and ask humans for help if you need it. But remember that, this is the main teaching at the center of my life. When I ask Spirit first and get into right relationship there, how do I explain? There will be times where I recently had a terrible couple days in a row where I had to call a dear friend of mine, you know who you are, and break down crying and sob, and I can't remember what I was upset about. I can't remember now. I actually can't remember. Anyway, it was just a terrible time, and I had already gotten into the records. I had already done my spiritual practice. Excuse me. I had already meditated and gotten the peace I get through spiritual connection. And Spirit was saying to me, bitch, call your friend. You need to talk to a human being and connect with them. So Spirit serves a purpose, and friends serve a purpose, and boyfriends and girlfriends serve a purpose. So romance serves a purpose. Friendship serves a purpose. The divine light serves a purpose. Remember that it's not all one thing. Like sometimes I think like, all I need is the divine. And then it's like sometimes the divine goes, homie, call your friend. You're a human being with a fucking nervous system. Did you forget? And I go, yes, I fucking forgot because I live a very weird life. And for other people, it's often the opposite, I find. People like call their friends, lean on their friends, and they forget that Spirit is here for you. Really here for you. And in fact, Spirit can often meet the needs that human beings are fallible and can't meet for us. That's why I got so interdependent with Spirit, is because the truth is I was so needy. I was in so much pain, you guys. And I had just so many injuries, and people can't be there for you 24/7. I tried to let them be. Some people watching this were probably with me in my life at that time when I was just overly leaning on people because I needed help. And then, thank God, I learned how to connect with spirit, and spirit was so nourishing to my body, mind, organism that I didn't need to be leaning on people so heavily. But I did pendulum swing a little too far to where I'm like, wow, I'm a real good hermit role model, 6'2" line profile on the human design framework. I am good at hermiting now. Real good. A little too good. So I'm coming back. I'm bringing the pendulum back to the center. And isn't that always the case with what we're doing in our human lives? In one way or another, we're always kind of swinging a little out of balance here, a little out of balance there, heading back toward the center, trying to find this place. But remember the thing they say, whoever the they is. Balance is not a thing that you like achieve permanently in a static way. Balance is a thing, like when you look at tightrope walkers, they walk across the tightrope and they're constantly like this. Because why? Because they're balancing. Balance is a process. They are balancing. And it ends up looking like they're balanced. But it's not a static state of being. It's a constantly readjusting state. So you're not wrong if you're a little out of balance here or a little out of balance there. You're finding center. Okay, which brings us perfectly actually to the actually that brings us weirdly perfectly. I forgot this was the card. I'm not even kidding. I'm so amazing. Oh my God, so amazing. Spirit is amazing through the funnel of me and the funnel of you and the funnel of everyone you've ever met. Balancing act. You're calm within no matter the fluctuation of outer conditions. There are times when things seem a bit topsy-turvy and it feels as if you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Perhaps you're unsure of your footing. Now is the moment to evaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Choose harmony over discord and great success will be yours. You'll find inner stability when you choose a balanced, focused, and level path. I don't even remember how I got onto the topic of balance, but there you have it. In the very recent past, you've needed to lean into your independence. You are the maverick visionary who can see the future you. Today is the day to take some steps toward living into becoming her or him or them. The present moment requires you to lean on spirit and sometimes other human mammals, even though it's the worst. And we all have to get vulnerable to become willing to do that. It's actually the best because it works really well, but the ego mind never wants to do it or rarely wants to do it, but it's always worth doing. So let's all do it. And the result is like, just, you may be a little out here, a little out there. Just remember, balance is a process. And there she is with her string. And she's got this boat on a ring, a golden ring on top of this string. You better believe that, well, I bet you that ring was made with a groove that makes balance possible. But see, that ring is not a human being. This bitch over here, if she was walking on this thing, she'd be like this. Adjusting, adjusting, adjusting. And she wouldn't be wrong. She'd be human. So I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for being here. What can I tell you about? What do we have going on? You want to check out the podcast, All the Answers, because it's hilarious and very amazing. We're doing really cool spiritual shit there. It's free. It's called All the Answers Podcast, free everywhere you get podcasts. Healing class is full on Sundays, but you can join Tuesday's healing class, which is called Star Beings. We start on April 12th. Yeah, April 12th. I have 2 or 3 spots left in that class. It's a 7-week class. I channel divine light, star being light, and angelic light, and high frequency lights from the conscious realms for your up-leveling, for the healing of your double helix DNA strand. Oh, that reminds me. Tonight, you can join me if you haven't gotten your seat yet. I'm doing a 5-week lecture series and energy healing series through OMA in Pittsburgh. And this is a class called, what is it called? Waking the Sleepers, Healing the Double Helix DNA Strand. So we're going to activate your light body and connect you to source and open all your magical gifts and abilities, heal your trauma over 5 weeks. I can't recommend that OMA class strongly enough because it's very, very affordable. And you better believe if I weren't doing it with OMA, I would not be charging that small amount of money that I'm charging through them. We're collaborating, so I was happy to work at their pricing, but generally speaking, my classes are a bit more expensive than that. So hop on. We start tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. What else? Oh, and there's another thing. If you're local to the Hudson Valley, I will be emceeing a fundraiser this Sunday, April 10th at Reserva Lounge and Bar in Beacon, New York. I'm going to be the funny, charming MC while some Broadway singers sing songs to raise money for Ukraine. We're going to send a bunch of money to the actual people of Ukraine, not the government of Ukraine, directly to the humans who live there. Fuck, it's so fucked up what's happening. And so we're going to sing all night long, Sunday. Join us at Reserva Lounge and Bar on Main Street in Beacon, New York, this Sunday, April 10th. Watch me be funny and charming, hopefully, and tie the whole evening together. I may even sing a song. But we have some badass. I'm talking about these bitches. Fuck. I have my new buddy who lives in town here. She'll just like casually be like, yeah, so I'm thinking of singing this song, la. And she'll bust a note out. And I'm just like, everybody take a knee. Because this homie is singing right now like a goddamn angel. Like a fucking angel. Okay? So come join us April 10th, this Sunday at Reserva Lounge and Bar and Restaurant Place on Main Street in Beacon. I love you guys so much. All the Answers podcast. Take us to 2,000, you guys. We're at 1,000. We need to get to 2. And that's when the real shit's going to come out.